Sony just destroyed PlayStation even more. Let's get it.
Early this morning, PlayStation announced important updates. News on physical discs for new games. Oh, wow. I can't imagine what this could be. Let's take a look. Physical disc production ending in January 2028 for new games releasing on PlayStation consoles. This is funny. They say, in response to shifting trends in consumer preference, new games will be released on PlayStation Store and at retailers in digital formats only. And I say it's funny because they talk about like consumer preference and the internet is just roasting them tremendously for this. But hold on a second, guys. Wait, maybe it's all okay. Because on this official communication from the PlayStation website itself, they did put the guy who posted this, Sid Shuman, they put his pronouns there. Okay, we can forgive them. That makes everything so much better.
Oh my God.
Clearly not just an appeal to DEI, ESG, right?
Yeah.
That's definitely not what this is.
Yeah,
the other funny thing, they say like, oh, well, they'll be released at retailers in digital formats only. That's kind of an oxymoron, right?
Yeah, like, I think that it is in connection with the GTA 6, where like they pretty much they're gonna sell quote unquote physical copies, but in reality it's pretty much like an empty box with a piece of paper in it with the digital code for the game that you can just like download. Like, are we serious right now? Like for physical copies, we need to have the disc is because of game preservation. So you're telling me that Sony can have more power and like they can just control everything. That if the game, you know, like they want to pull the game out of the store, yeah, it's pretty much lost media. Because they once the game is pulled out from the store, like you cannot download, you cannot access. Once it's gone, it's gone. So that's pretty much lost media. It's if you're like exclusively downloading it from the PlayStation Store. And also like it's bad enough that like the game that you bought like with your hard-earned money, and they can just easily revoke the license. Yeah, I am not leaning towards that. Like they can just screw themselves.
Retailers, digital format only. What, so you want to sell a box to people? You want to sell the plastic cheap box to people for like $80? No disc in there? Pretty sure that's what they're getting at. We'll take a look at public reception next. They got over 2,000 responses on this post alone. And again, this was posted just this morning, hours ago. People saying stuff like, do not like this. I've always preferred physical to digital. Really disappointing news. Terrible news. RIP game collecting. We literally own nothing but licenses. This is a horrible decision, Sony. Now, I was going to say before we continue, though, I actually haven't bought a physical copy of a game in ages. I'm pretty much a Steam exclusive PC gamer nowadays. But I have no...
Yeah. Like there's a difference for Steam as well, because for Steam, like if you buy a game and if that game like gets removed from the store or region block, you can still play the game. Like you're just playing the game as normal, because I can like vouch for this, because 2 years ago I bought Helldivers 2, and like during the times where like Sony introduces a mandatory link a PS account to Helldivers 2 for the sake of quote unquote to like to moderate the game, you know, like if there's like spammers, cheaters and whatnot. Yeah, quote unquote on that. And like the problem, like especially for my problem, is that I was ready to like make a PS account just to, you know, like no hassles. Like I don't want to have like a headache because of like, you know, with the whole account thing. So like I was ready to make the account, but in making the account, my country isn't listed on the site. Like it's pretty much like impossible for me, like unless I could lie where my actual country is, even though like for them it's a no. So what can I do? So after that, like there was like a massive backlash, and like Steam was like having none of it, and just region block Helldivers 2, including my region as well. But since I bought Helldivers 2, I can still play the game while the region block is in like active. So yeah, that was a W move for Steam as well, especially with the feature that you can actually play if the game is not available. So it also served like a preservation, you know, like even if like you bought like an old game, it will still be on your library, whether you can, you know, like play for nostalgia, or if you got like friends that you could play with an old game. So yeah, like it will still be available anytime you want.
No problem with console gamers. As a matter of fact, I view us all as gamers. The problem are these AAA corporations. Like I've been saying for years, I'd love to see a AAA crash. I'd love to see these corporations gutted.
Yeah, and especially like I still love we still have the golden age of indie games, because right now I am actually golden. Like I am playing a lot of like indie games. I'm playing a lot of friend swap games, like with Mecha Chameleon. Yo, that is fire. And you know, like most of the games, they are cheap and actually fun, versus like other AAA games where they will just focus on like selling you cosmetics. They will sell you like expansion passes, DLCs. Yeah, like how about no?
Thankfully, we've been on that way for the last number of years too, but clearly there's still more work that needs to be done. And the last thing to mention really quick, like while I'm a PC gamer nowadays, it wasn't always the case. I grew up as a console gamer, and then over the years began to get introduced to some PC games that I fell in love with, and drifted to like a 50-50 split, with that ratio slowly trending more the PC direction over the years as the time went on. And a lot of the games I really like playing nowadays are better with the mouse and keyboard anyways. You know, I'll play a lot of stuff like Stellaris, Hearts of Iron 4. I know, that's shocking, by the way. No one could have seen that coming. And if I want to play a competitive online game, you know, for me nowadays, it's basically just Rivals or some competitive card games I still play here or there. Which takes me to the final point. Despite all of that, I can absolutely understand why people are calling Sony out for this. I could not imagine spending $60, $70, $80+ on a physical copy of a game and there's no disc, and it's just like the cheapest plastic box they can get away with. And back then, like selling the game like 80 plus for like a physical copy with no disc, that's gotta be the most like outright evil. Like it's pretty much like it's like they're focused on like the bottom line than the satisfaction of the customers or the consumers. The boxes were better too. They used to actually come with manuals about the game, maybe a map, you know, cool stuff like that, really showing
like also like remember the time where like 80, 100 or $120 you would get like the collector's edition, where you can get like additional stuff, and also like the standard game as well. Yeah, I remember those, because the price alone is justified with the amount of like goodies and also the game you can get from the collector's edition. And like right now, $80 for one game, no collector's edition, and also like with cut content. Yeah, that's not like, that is just evil.
They were glad to have people buying this stuff, and they were doing what they could to support the players too. Nowadays, they just want to rip you off any way they can. Check out some more public perception now. Thanks for your patience. I've bought every new generation of PlayStation that's released. Looks like the PS6 is where it sadly ends for me. It'll be a mini PC under my TV with cheaper games for the new generation. Seeing as I won't be able to have a physical copy of my game in my hands, I may as well spend that money on the digital PC editions of games instead. Horrible decision, but what can you expect from this company at this point? And I'm not happy about this one bit. This leads more to the not owning side, quote unquote. Also, if that's the case, then lower the prices by 15%. Physical media should be protected. Yeah, lower the prices too, but of course they're not. They're gonna charge you more somehow try and spin it like that. Similar comment over here on Twitter, responding to PlayStation's announcement on Twitter, reads, then stop selling digital games for the same price as physical ones too. You're removing the printing, box, and shipping prices from the equation completely, so I shouldn't be paying $70 for digital games anymore. We got Medicare chiming in on this one. Let's take a look at what he has to say about this. It's 2029. You just bought a PS6. It costs $1,200. All games are digital. They each cost $80. You have 4 in your library. Yesterday it was 5, but Sony removed one. They offered no refund. It's just gone. You'd strangle yourself with the controller cord, but it's wireless. Reads like a freaking dystopian novel. We got a response to the news from Shizuko that says, I can't believe I'm saying this as someone who stuck with PlayStation as my main console since PS2. I won't be buying any future consoles. More similar sentiment right here. This one reads, at this point, my PS5 might genuinely be the last console I own. All this is getting more expensive and less consumer friendly. It's not going to be worth it in a few years, especially for how mediocre most games are these days.
Damn.
I even just had a conversation with a very close friend of mine yesterday about a number of things, but during the conversation he mentioned that he was also thinking of going and becoming a PC gamer.
Yes.
This is a guy who's been a Sony fanboy his whole life. He's never even owned a computer game ever, not even one. He's been all in on console. But like I said yesterday, because of the state of the industry and the way Sony's been going in particular, because again, he is and or was a Sony fanboy his whole life, it was becoming too much for him. And then the next day, this news comes out. I'm going to be curious to see what he says about all this. He's probably not going to find it surprising at all, though, really. We'll close with this guy. Other end of the spectrum here, we got this dude. Says, I personally don't care that there aren't going to be any more physical discs for PlayStation. I haven't bought a hard copy game in 10 years. I play the game, enjoy it, and that's it. I never understand the outrage.
Oh my gosh, right. They can't... Like, there's always gotta be, like, bootleggers, man. There's always gotta be bootleggers. Yeah, like, you can't actually, like do, like, exclusive digital copies. Yeah, you can do whatever you want. But also, having a physical copy that especially for those who want physical copies that they could hold, they could keep, and they could preserve. So, it's not like, okay, my like, digital copies better than physical copies. No, that shit. It's all about, like which, like, can I buy this like physical? Can I buy this on digital? Yeah, as long as there's options. But this guy didn't get the memo. So yeah, like, hopefully that, like, at one point where his games were all, like, discontinued and he can never get a refund.
How is this guy real? Dude, like I even said, I haven't bought a physical copy of a game in ages.
An actual bot.
But, like, I clearly understand the issue here. How do you not understand the problem with this? That's crazy. Yellow Flash himself responding and, you know, just posting this GIF. It's like, obey, consume, conform. And that's where I'll leave this one. That is essentially the situation. That is the latest. Thank you for tuning in. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, it's kind of shame that, to be honest, like, I'm kind of like adding, like, buying like a PS console in my list of things that I really need to get. But, like, after this kind of news, I don't think I won't be, like, sticking to PS anytime soon, because if there's gonna be, like, PS exclusive games, all I gotta do is just wait, like, 1 year. Sheesh. Like, I could just play like, other games while I wait. Like, I can just, you know, like, replay some old games, and I can just, like, play some, like, indie games, friend swap games. And, you know, like, as time goes on, oh shit, it's on Steam now. Okay, I'll buy it. Yeah, like, no problem. Like, it's always gotta be the people who would, like, you know, like, who are actually, like, consumes FOMO. Like, they don't want to miss, like, oh no, like, I want to play this game in day one. It's still gonna be the same game, like, after a year, you know. It's still gonna be the same game. So I wouldn't be bothered. Like, back then I was excited. I was excited that they made God of War and also God of War Ragnarok. And like, yeah, it sucks that it started out as a PS exclusive. But you know what? What I did, I just wait for a year or more. And at some point, like, I never knew, like, oh shit, they're already out on Steam. You know what? Sure, I'll buy the game and play it. And yeah, I'm having fun. So, you know what? For any PS players out there, come to PC. It's good here. And also you can mod your games.